Hey, what's up guys, welcome to a brand new video. Today we'll be doing a full beginner's guide on scripting in Roblox Studio. We'll be teaching everything from local scripts, server scripts, remote events, for loops, everything you need to know to start scripting in Roblox Studio. So make sure to watch the video until the end, because this is going to be the biggest video I ever did. It's going to explain to you everything you need to know to start scripting. Before we start off, I want to mention that I have opened up my own academy where I teach people how to script, how to animate, how to create VFX, how to do literally everything you need to know in Studio. So learn how to do all of these services. Plus I'm teaching you guys how to make commissions, how to get paid through Studio, how to make games, how to get paid with Robux. We've been having some crazy results recently. Like some of our students have been hitting $500 days. Some of our students have been hitting $2,000 months. It's been honestly pretty crazy, and the results speak for itself. I can leave some of them on the screen right here. But without further ado, if you guys are interested, make sure to join it. Is the first link in the description. But yeah, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, turn notifications on, and let's get right into it. But yeah guys, if you're already advanced and know stuff about Studio and you really want to take it to the next level, I recommend joining the academy, because people who already knew stuff and already had some general knowledge and joined the academy have been getting crazy results. I can't even lie, like literally I haven't seen anything like this. So you guys can check out the video I have linked down below, and you guys can look into the website of the academy and check the video there. It's going to explain to you literally everything we have to offer, everything you have to teach. We have 24/7 support and anything you might need to basically kickstart your developer career. But I'm not going to talk too much about that. I'll let you guys enjoy the video and let's get right into it. Alright guys, first up we're going to be creating a new script inside of starter player and starter character scripts, and we're going to be explaining everything right here. So the first thing you're prompted with when you enter up and open a local script is the print hello world. And what this basically does is, if we go ahead and play the game right now and run it, it's going to just basically print something in the chat. So see, it says hello world. We can literally change this to anything. It could be print Vuuk Studios, right? And this command right here basically just prints anything. This is used for detecting errors. If you have any errors inside your script, you would just put this print statement. And like that, we could go ahead and reference something and see if we have an error in anything. So to start everything off, I'm going to be showing you guys what variables are, how to reference them, and how to basically use them when you're scripting, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to reference the players. So local player equals to game.players.local player. So local player is a variable, right? If we leave this empty and we just go like this, this variable will be empty. But if we put the thing back, it's gonna reference, so game, basically when you do game, so for example, if you do local game equals to game, you can do anything. So if you put a dot, it's gonna show you everything you can reference off, but we're gonna be going over the player. So this is how you reference the player. So now if you go ahead and do print player, right? So this is gonna print the name of the player. So if you go into the game, it's gonna basically print my own name right here, which is the game, right? So that's how you reference the player. And to reference the character, because player and character are two different things, right? So to reference the character, we're gonna do the same thing, but instead of instead of the player, we're gonna do local character equals to player dot character, right? So there's two ways to do it. So player.character or player.character added wait. Because Roblox Studio is sometimes weird, they're gonna make you wait until the character is loaded. So this is just a checker to make sure the character is loaded before we run the script. So what we can do is we can just basically say character right here. And when we go into the game right here, it's gonna just basically print the character now. But it's gonna be, when we click it, see, it prompts it right here. So this references the whole character. And I'm gonna show you guys every property of the character and how you can use it. So character has a thing, so let's go and play back. Character has a thing named humanoid, right? Which is basically controlling everything like the health, the max health, the walk speed, the jump power, jump height, everything you need to know about the character, right? So for example, what we can do is we can say local humanoid equals to character wait for child humanoid. And what this means is it basically says, so it's gonna wait for that child. A child of something is basically, so see, if we have this instance right here, which is base plate, the child is basically the texture. So it's everything under the instance, right? So if we go ahead and wait for the humanoid, what we can do is we can do humanoid dot walk speed equals to, let's say, 40, right? And we can do print humanoid. So what this will do is it will set the walk speed of our character to 40. Now see, we are walking a lot faster and it prints us the humanoid, right? So you can play around with these things. You can basically do humanoid dot health, max health equals to 200. Then you can do humanoid dot jump power equals to 100. And then when you test it out, you can basically go ahead and look into each and every one of these properties, right? So you can go into humanoid right here, and then you can see, okay, so go to properties. It basically has a jump, health, max health, walk speed, jump height, whatever. So now you can just play around this. So see, now it runs. There we go. Okay, yeah, so you guys get the point. You can basically play around with the humanoid instance, and that is how you control your character basically. So you will go into the properties and look at every single property, and we can go ahead and start into making instances, which is not tied to the player. So we can go ahead and make parts. So to get you guys familiar with the interface right here, when we click something and we go to home, there are multiple things you need to know. So right here you can go and copy something, and then you can go and paste it, which will basically duplicate this thing, and you can drag it with your mouse or whatever. You can delete it. Now you can go and cut the things, duplicate, whatever you guys want. And these four right here are basically the select, which you can drag your own stuff like this. The move, which you can basically just do the same thing, but it's kind of a little bit different. You can do, you don't have to like drag it with the mouse, you can do it regularly. You can scale this, so you can go up, down, there we go. If you guys, by the way, are having this where it's like not scaling like this, you can go to model and you can click this to basically make it so you can scale it freely. So go back to home. So as you guys can see, you can move this however you want, scale this to however big you want to be. And this is the spawn location where the player spawns, right? You can rotate this, so you can go up, down, whatever you guys are looking for, right? And anything right here, this is just not too important. Here you can like play the game and test it out, and here you can make a new part. So if we click right here, we can make a new part. And then right here, how you can do it is you can also like put the transparency to 0. All these properties you can manage inside of the script too. So you can put, for example, 15, 15, 15, and this will make it big, so you don't have to like scale it manually. You can make the position, you can put all of these properties. We're going to be going over every single one of them in the script, right? And you can create a bunch of different parts, wedges, spheres, whatever you guys are looking for. Here in the model part, it is basically very similar, just a little bit more advanced. Avatar, here you guys can access the animation editor, but we're going to be going over animations in a different video. And here you can just test the game. If you want to test with more players, you can put start 2 and everything right here you guys don't need to know as of now. So to start off, we're going to be making a new part, right? Local instance equals to instance.new. So now if we do instance.new, it can basically create anything we do right here. So if we click the plus button, you guys can see every single instance that we can create. So we can create a texture, we can create a tool, we can create a mesh bar, whatever it might be. So we can do is we can go ahead and make a part, right? And we can say instance dot parent equals to workspace. What this will do is it will basically make a part, and then it will parent it, because you know how we talked about the child and parent function. So this is a child of this thing and this is its parent. So we're parenting this instance, aka this part, into the workspace, right? So to make it teleport to the character, what we can do is we can say instance, because if we do it like this, it's not going to be on the character's, it's not going to be anywhere near the character, right? So C-frame is a thing we can use to basically make it so the part is teleported to the character. So what we can do is we can do instance.cframe equals to character.humanoid.root.part.cframe. So what this is basically teleporting this instance, aka this part, into the humanoid root part C-frame. And the C-frame is basically the positioning, right? And the humanoid root part is a body part of our character, right? It's a body part that every Roblox character has. So if we go ahead and run this, it will basically create us a new part that will be teleported to us, right? And we can do a bunch of things, right? We can go ahead and make it so the instance, instance.transparency equals to 0.5. So if we go ahead and test it right now, it's gonna be basically, see, a little bit more transparent. What we can do is we can make the size, so we can do instance instance dot size equals to vector3 dot new. So vector3 is everything you use for these triple numbers. So if you, for example, want to change the origin, the position, orientation, you would always use the vector3. So it's going to say vector3, and then you can do, let's say 20, 20, 20. So if you go ahead and do this, it's going to basically make it, yeah, so now see, because it's too big, it's kind of like crushing us. But you guys get the point. We can do 10, 10, 10. Hopefully this doesn't crush us. But yeah. We're gonna be going, yeah, see, there we go. So now it's kind of transparent and you can kind of like play around with it. So another thing we can do is, if we set this back to like, let's say 2, 2, 2, 2, and we put the instance that can collide equals to false, what will happen now, so this property right here is gonna make it so it falls through the ground. So if you look at this right now, see how it fell through the ground when we played? That's basically what can collide does. Another thing we can do is we can say anchored equals true, and this will basically make it so we cannot move it. If we like go and like see how we can't like move it, like it's just stuck in the air, right? So it's just stuck in the air and doesn't want to move, right? And what you can do is you can make it so it's instance that can collide equals to false. So now you can make it so it basically goes through you, see? And there's a bunch of different ways you can basically change the brick color too. So you can say instance.brick color equals to brick color dot new. Let's say we do really red, right? And we do go into the game right here. What will happen is it will basically make the color really red. So you guys can play around with these properties. If you go and click apart, you guys can see everything you can customize. You can do reflectance, you can do C-frame, you can do size, you can do can touch, can collide, anchored, maskless. You guys can play around with this. You get the point, right? It is basically how you reference anything, and to basically make anything else, what you would do is you would do, let's say we want to make I don't know, anything of an instance. So we can do instance, another one, and then we can do instance.new. And you guys can see, if you put right here, you guys can see everything you can make. So you can make a text label, you can make a screen UI, you can make a particle emitter, you can make a click detector, you can make a smoke, you can make a explosion, you can make sky, you can make anything basically that you can put right here, you can make. So we can go ahead and make, I don't know, tool, right? So we do tool, and then we can make it so instance.parent equals to player.backpack. So what this will do is will basically give us a tool inside of our backpack right here. So see, now we have a tool, and we can use the tool basically to do whatever we want. It's literally that simple, and this is how you call stuff from a local script. Now, to paraphrase the differences between local scripts and server scripts, I'm gonna show to you guys what this means, right? So when we run anything from a local script, so let's say we make an instance apart from a local script, which is right here. If we go ahead and play the game, as you guys can see, it looks like it's right here. So it looks like for us it's right here. And that is only on the client. If any other player in the game joins, so if we, for example, go server, they will not see this part. Why? Because it is made inside of a local script. And local scripts are only visible for the player that runs them, right? To get other players to look at this and see this, we will have to run it through a server script. And I'm gonna explain to you guys what server scripts are and how we can utilize them, because they're not as easy to make. Yeah, you can make it like this, but you cannot reference the player or the character from a server script. It is impossible. So we will have to use something called remote events. And I'm gonna show you guys step by step how we do those. But this is just to show you guys how the remote events work and how to basically know the difference between a local script and a server script, right? So we're gonna destroy everything here, and I'm gonna show you guys how to use user input service to basically fire off anything, right? So local UIS equals to game get service user input service. What the user input service is it basically says if we press any button like this or like this or like this, it will basically run and run a script, aka run the batch of code that we're gonna put it in. So what we can do is we can do UIS dot input began connect function input and is typing. All right, so I'm gonna explain in a second what this means, right? So Input is basically anything we type in the keyboard, and his typing is just to basically prevent us from chatting in Roblox. So for example, if we go and type something in the chat, it's not gonna run the script, right? So what we can do if is typing, then return end. And what return ends are, it is basically gonna destroy the whole script if we like type something in the chat. So this function right here, if we see, we have like the connect function, it is basically connecting a function every time we type something in, right? So every time we click a button, if we're typing in a chat, it's gonna just return the script and not run it at all. But if we're not, it's gonna basically run the batch of code that we're looking for, right? So what we can do is we can say if input dot key code equals to enum dot key code dot f, for example, then, and we have to put double right here. So print f, right? So every time we go into the game and we press F, it's gonna print us, boom, see F, 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 and then we can go ahead and basically run anything we want from here, right? So what we can do from here is we can basically go ahead and we can go and type any line of code we want. So we can make it so local instance, or we can do local part equals to instance dot new part, and then we can do part dot parent equals to workspace part dot c-frame equals to character dot humanoid root part dot c-frame. So now I'm test it out. Now every time we press F, it's gonna basically spawn a part. But the thing is, we cannot see these parts, right? Because they are in a local script. And what I told you guys, the difference between local scripts and server scripts is basically every time we run something from a local script, it's never gonna fire off, because it basically fires off for ourselves, but if we go and look into it with other players, it's not gonna show for other players. And to fix that, we're gonna be doing something called remote events. So we go to replicated storage right here, we're gonna click the plus button and we're gonna make a remote event, right? So this remote event is gonna be put right here, and we're gonna fire it off. We're gonna basically delete this, or we can copy it, and we can do game.replicated storage.remote event fire server. So what this will basically do is every time we press F, it will fire off this remote event, and we're gonna reference every time it fires off inside of a script in server script service. We're gonna do game.replicated storage.remote event on server event connect function player. So every time this fires off, it's gonna connect this function right here. So what we can do is we can basically paste this part thing in, and we can use this player here to basically make it so it's player.character. So now, every time we press F, it's gonna basically make it so it spawns a part. But if we go into the server, it basically has this part right here, if you get me, right? So every other single player can see. It's not just like you, like it was last time when we did the local strip. But right now, every time you press F, like it will basically make it so every single player inside of the server can see. And this is really useful, and you guys can literally do so part the brick color equals to brick color dot new really blue. You guys can do, I don't know, part dot transparency equals to, I don't know, 0.5, and you guys can play around with this, and you guys get the point. You guys can basically modify everything so other people see it through remote events, and that's basically what they're used for, right? All right, so we covered debounces, we covered the remote events, we covered a lot of things. Now we're gonna go into 4 I loops, then we're gonna go into a little bit about Tween service, we're gonna do some hitbox stuff and all of that, and then I'm gonna show you guys a bunch of things. So make sure to stay tuned and watch until the end of the video, because I think and I believe truly this video can literally change your whole scripting career and basically make you so you can be a lot better scripter. And this is usually for beginners or for people looking to get into more stuff. So if you are really advanced and you really know how to do stuff on Roblox, but you never knew how to sell your services, then make sure to join the academy, because I believe that will be the best decision for you. I have students who are really good in Roblox Studio, and before they came in and got the academy, they were like getting like $10-20 a month, and the commissions course literally changed their whole perspective and their whole life. Literally, I know our student Rise basically made like 500 in the 4 days of joining, which is crazy because he already knew the services and he just wanted to go ahead and expand on it, and that's how he learned to sell. And that's kind of the main turning point. So if you guys are advanced and you want to start learning, make sure you join the academy. But under that, we're gonna go into 4 eye loops, and I'm gonna show you what those are and how they work and how you guys can utilize them. So basically what 4 eye loops are, so we do 4i equals to 1 to 10 do. So 4i basically means, so if we paste this in right here, it's going to repeat 10 times. So if we put 5, it's going to repeat 5 times. If we do 10, it's going to repeat 10 times. And it's going to repeat this line of code right here that we have inside of here. So what we can do is we can basically do task.wait 1. And what this will basically do is it will make it so every time we press F, it's going to run this 10 times, and it's going to wait a second in between each to spawn the part, right? And if we go ahead in the client, we can see that it's spawning inside of here too. But you guys get the point, right? So what this basically means is it fires off 10 times and it waits 1 second. So we can change this to like 2, and it's gonna basically make it so we spawn 2 parts each second. 1, 2, and there we go. It finishes running, right? Because it's only until 2, right? So the thing about this is it basically makes us wait 4 seconds in total. So it's gonna run this whole thing and wait 2 more seconds until it basically makes it so we can press it again. To fix this, what we can do is we can make a spawn function. So a spawn function is basically a function that runs on a separate thread. So what does this mean? This means that every time we run this, after every 2 seconds, we can use the ability again. If we were not to have the spawn function, it's gonna count this too. So it's gonna count task.wait once, task.wait twice, which is 2 seconds, and then 2 seconds, which is gonna be 4 seconds before we can use the ability again. But if we put it under a spawn function, it's gonna completely ignore this wait. It's gonna run it on a separate thread, and it's gonna basically make it so we can use it after 2 seconds. So if we press F again, and we wait 1, 2, and then we do F again, see we can do it again without any wait, right? But if we were to have it without the spawn function, we have to wait 4 seconds in total, which is not that good considering if you want to have something where you can like instacast, whatever, it doesn't matter. This is just what spawn functions are, and they are really, really useful. So another thing we can do is we can do hitboxes, right? So we can delete this, or actually let's leave it like this. So what we can do is we can basically reference this part, and we can say part.touched connect function hit. So this will basically run the function hit every time this part touches something, right? So to make it so it doesn't run all the time and destroys our server, what we can do is we can basically make it so the part only runs, aka this function only runs if it touches a human. What we can do is we can say if part dot if hit dot name or actually if hit dot parent if hit dot parent hypershell humanoid, then so if it hits something and it finds the humanoid of that, so if it hits our right leg or left leg and it finds a humanoid inside of the character, it's gonna basically make it so what we can do is we can say hit dot parent hypershell humanoid take damage, and we can do 5, for example. So every time we spawn this, so we can do F, see how it makes us, okay, see it killed us because it took the damage too much. So the thing about this is it basically doesn't have any debounce, so every time we touch it, it basically runs this function like 100 times, so it basically insta-kill us. What we can do is we can basically make it so this debounce right here, we can basically do the same exact thing inside of the server script. So we can do debounce equals to false, and then what we can do is we can say if debounce equals to true, then return end. Debounce equals to true, wait 2, debounce equals to false. So right now when we run it, it's gonna wait 2 seconds, so it's gonna damage us for 5, so see, and then it's gonna wait 2 seconds before it damages again, so see, it damages a little bit again, but you guys get the point, and you guys can literally do anything. You guys can make it so it insta kills, you guys can make like 100, and then this like insta kills it, and basically let's see, we do this, see, it insta kills us, whatever, and then we can play around with a bunch of these things. So I'm gonna show you guys some couple of things that we can do to basically make it so we can like customize and do some cool stuff. So what we can do is we can basically say, let's say it does 5 damage, and let's say we want to turn the character into like a bright red, right? So what we can do is we can do local children equals to hit.parent get children. So what this will do is it will basically get all of the parts that are inside of the character and reference them, right? So what we can do is we can do for I in pairs, then we can do children do for I in pairs get children, so this do. So for I v, my bad, we do this. So this will basically say for everything, every part, so hit.parent. So if you guys didn't get it by now, hit is the thing that the hitbox touches. So it can be your right leg, your left leg, whatever it is. And the parent of this is actually the character, so it will be player.character. So what we can do is we can say for IV in pairs, children do. So we can say v.breakColor equals to breakColor.new. Let's say bright blue, right? So this runs through all of the things. So we will have to, I think we will have to, yeah, we would have to go ahead and customize this. So if we go into the game right now, I'm gonna show you what this means, this arrow right here. So if we go ahead and press the left hand or whatever, it's gonna basically tell us that this is a mesh part, right? It's not a shirt. And what we're doing right here is we're basically taking all of the things inside of the character and trying to change the brick color. But some of the things do not have the property brick color. So to fix this, what we can do is we can say if V is a mesh part, then now it's gonna only change the mesh part. So it's gonna take all the parts in the character and it's gonna change the mesh parts to bright blue. So look at our skin now. Now it's completely bright blue, right? And basically what we can do is we can say, okay, we change this to bright blue, and then we can change, we can then change it. Let's say we can put a spawn function, as I told you guys, so we don't have to wait in between everything. So we can do this, then we can do a task.wait, let's say 2, and then we can do the same exact code, but we can change this to, let's see what the original brick color is. It's brown, okay. It's different for every character, but you guys get the point. We can do brown. So right now, what this does is it basically, okay, we can press F, blue, and then after a couple seconds, it turns us back to the original color, right? So you can use it basically as like a damage indicator. You can make it so we can do like, I don't know, v.transparency equals to 1, and then we can set it back to 0 or whatever, or something like that. But you guys get the point. You guys can basically customize it. But you guys get the point. Yeah, you guys can literally customize anything you want. And now we're gonna be going over Tween service, how to utilize Tween service, and basically make it so these parts can either size up, size down, make the transparency or something, whatever. And I'm gonna show you what Tweens are, and then I'm gonna show you a couple of different things. But yeah, let's get right into Tweens and how to use Tween service. Okay guys, so I just pasted in this line of code right here. I'm explaining to you what Tween service is and how we can literally utilize this. So basically, Tween service is basically a much more efficient way to size the part, make the transparency of the part, change the brick color, whatever, because it's gonna do it a lot smoother, right? So time right here is the time it takes for the tween to be completed. The style right here is you guys can search up these styles. They're basically we can do bounce, we can do elastic, we can do exponential. There's a lot of these styles. You guys can search up Tween service on Google and go to the dev forum and check out what each of these styles mean. Repeat count is basically how much this repeats. If you put the -1, when less than 0, it will loop indefinitely. So we can just put it to 0, so it just doesn't loop at all. Reverses, this basically says it will reverse once reaching its goal, so we can put this to false. And delay time is 0. So right now what we can do is you can reference this part, we can reference the tween info, and we can reference a goal. So for example, let's say for the goal we want to do size equals to vector3.new. We do 10, 10, 10. So right here it's going to play the tween. So every time we spawn the part, it's going to basically make it so it sizes it to 10. Because we put a wait of 2 seconds, what will happen is look how it does it, and how it does it smoothly, because we have the bounce style. See, look. It's gonna basically bounce it up, and we can like experiment with this. We can make it so it's like 3 seconds, We can make it so it's like elastic, and then we can go and test it again. And it's gonna look a little different. So now it's like kind of a lot faster, and then it just bounces up a little. We can switch it back to bounce, and we can do reverse true. So what this can happen is this basically makes it so it falls back. So it's gonna do whoop, and then falls back. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And it falls back to the original size. And we can basically make it so it repeat counts forever. So for example, we can make it so it just bounces up and down forever. And we can basically also make it, so let's put this back to 0. We can also make it so, okay, let me just delete this. We can also make it so this takes like 0.5 seconds, so it's a lot faster. So we do F, whoop, there we go. Pops back right up. It takes a second, so it takes 0.5 seconds to do the size, and then it takes 0.5 seconds to reverse it. We can also do another goal, so we can do transparency equals to 1, and we can put this back right here because we're tweening the transparency right here. And when we press play, we put F. It's gonna basically put it to 0, and then put it back down to 1. Put it back down to 0, and it's gonna be like 1. So see. Transparent, boom, sets it back. And it's kind of like a smooth effect, and this does work on the client, on the server too, so it shows for all of the players. And this is a really cool thing. You guys can just like play around with all of these tweens. You guys can do bounce, elastic, exponential, there's a lot of them. There's like sine, there's so many of them, and you guys can look it out on the dev forum. But you guys can basically just do any preference, any property of the part, and you guys can literally play around with it. And it's gonna basically have it so it does it in this time frame, and it does it in all of these properties. So that's gonna be tweens. And there's a lot more stuff we didn't cover in this video. For example, modular scripts. We didn't cover replication. We didn't cover a bunch of things, but that's okay because this is a beginner's guide, and this is just to basically give you some general knowledge about Studio. If you guys are interested in a big more in-depth course on everything you need to know, and not even just things on Studio, how to sell your work, how to make your own store, how to price things, and how to basically make all of the stuff that we do, and how to sell them properly, because I'm not just some random guy talking to you. We are a full studio. We made about over $150,000 in commissions. So I know pretty much myself what I'm talking about, and I can tell you from my own experience, this is how I started out, and this is how I basically went into all of this. And we currently have over 100 students in the academy, so we're just waiting for more and more people. We're gonna keep on expanding until we hit 1,000, even 10,000 people, and we can just make this the biggest academy on Roblox Studio. I think even right now, we are the biggest one on Studio. I don't think anyone has ever gotten the numbers that we have achieved, and the student results, like 1 in every 4 students makes money, I'd say in the first 5 days, which is crazy. And if you guys literally go into the Discord, you can see in the wins channel, I've been posting so many of them on my Twitter. There's just so many people every single day getting commissions, getting Robux, getting money. It's just been literally insane. So yeah, if you guys are looking to level up and basically get your level of scripting to basically new heights and reach that new next level, then make sure to join the academy. I'm gonna be waiting for you guys there. But hopefully you guys got immense value from this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys will take something home. Without further ado, I'm gonna end this video right here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being in the whole video. Make sure to subscribe, turn notifications on, and without further ado, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.